All right. So Bentley did get choice of side, so they did opt for blue side on games 1, 3, and 5.
Okay.
Yeah, and we get to go from here. So, interestingly enough, the only game that Brown actually has lost in the recent matches was to Bentley, because they've gone undefeated aside from that. So this could go either way. The semifinals was both a 3-0 for both of these teams.
Really?
Yeah, so they both kind of did really well in their matches, to say the least. So now this is the next patch, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm curious to see what's going to come out here with. Was this a Hecarim patch?
I thought Hecarim was last patch. I mean, I think Hecarim is still strong. Aatrox got a big buff.
Oh, it was an Aatrox buff. Okay.
Yeah, Aatrox is really strong right now. So.
Okay.
I would love to see him.
Aatrox, man, I hate Aatrox.
I love it. He's so fun to play.
He's so aggravating. But anyways, the Vlad pickup here for the side of Bentley. Now, I do know that the mid laner in Bentley does play a lot of Vlad, and he is convinced that Vlad is a perma-win champion.
Yeah. So I've played against him, and I've played against his Vladimir. I think that late game, it can definitely be a problem, but I think that you have to be able to get ahead on mid lane early game, and you will be fine playing against him late game.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't fall too far behind. I mean, Vlad always turns into a monster, but how quick does he turn into that monster, right?
Yeah.
But following it up, we do have a Sejuani pickup on the side of Brown. So I don't really haven't seen much of Sejuani as of recent. But I know that Sejuani's been pretty staple jungler, as they are kind of moving towards the jungle tank meta again.
Yeah.
So, followed by a Nami. Okay. I could see the Nami.
Definitely.
Oh, don't hover Katarina, man. Why you gotta do that to me? What is this actually gonna be? I'm curious.
There's no way he's playing Katarina here.
No, there's
he's
no
not
way.
Blind
Kai'Sa, yeah. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. So putting a lot of priority on the mid lane, bot lane right now for the side of Bentley, picking up that Kai'Sa and the Vladimir are early game comfort, along with the Alistar as well. That's going to be this team comp, if it gets to late game, Kai'Sa and Vladimir are very scary.
Definitely.
So, but now we get to see how they respond on the side of Brown. Picking up potentially a Caitlyn here.
Caitlyn Nami is a very strong lane bot lane, and I think if they get that, they should be able to get a good lead bot lane early game to hopefully stop Kai'Sa from scaling fast.
Yeah, that's one of the most annoying bot lanes is a Caitlyn lane coupled with anything, especially a Nami for that extra
Nami,
poke and sustain.
Yeah, definitely.
That's going to be incredibly aggravating. But we do. I mean, these guys all know what they're doing, really, so I'm not going to be too surprised if it goes one way or the other. But I would suspect if this game goes later, Kai'Sa would be much more potent than Caitlyn would be.
Definitely.
So, oh well, we do see the Kha'Zix band coming out from Brown right now. By the way, Brown is on the right, Bentley's on the blue side.
Yeah.
But now we get to see how the rest of the champ select is going to pan out here, with jungle and bot lane being picked up for Brown and mid lane and bot lane being picked up for Bentley. I would expect to see a lot of top... Yeah, see the Cyan band now, too. Okay. Is that a Kennen band?
Kennen?
Dude, Kennen. That champion.
Oh my god, that champion's like...
It's so good, but it's very niche, I think. We saw it used to great effect last weekend with Alex, but a Lux pickup though on the side of Brown. Okay, that's interesting. A mid lane Lux?
That's interesting. I feel like Lux is just not super strong right now, especially in the mid lane. I feel like.
I mean, into Vlad too, right?
Yeah, I don't know how the matchup works.
I feel like Vlad would be okay as long as he can pull the bindings.
Yeah, he should.
Or dodge those bindings. There's your Aatrox.
Because even if he gets hit by the binding, he can just pull the ulti anyway.
Yeah, and that's kind of where Lux is more of a poke champ, right? But I guess they do kind of have that going on with the Caitlyn, right?
Yeah.
So that's not too much of a surprise. I want to see how they round the comp out. Is that a Zac? Tell me that's a Zac. Come on, baby. No, don't do this to me. Zac main 2019 incoming. It is going to be in a Mumu. Okay.
Did Mumu get buffed? I think he got something then.
I don't remember exactly what he got.
Yeah.
But even still, like, just looking at the comps that we have here, that is a very annoying comp on the side of Bentley.
Definitely.
Very
yeah.
tanky, very aggravating, and a lot of safety for the Kaisa potentially.
Yeah, but they have to scale for a while before they are able to get their power spike.
Yeah. I mean, and then looking at the side of Brown over here, you have the Lux, you have the Caitlyn, you have a bunch of poke, and you do have potentially a long-range execute with Urgot. So if you poke and you can land those skill shots, I mean, maybe you can get something for it, but you don't really want to let this game drag on for too long.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I really don't know how the Lux-Vladimir matchup would work out, but Urgot Aatrox, that's going to be a fun lane to watch.
I think the early game Lux definitely has she has the advantage, and I think that she can definitely shove in compared to Vladimir. But I think that once Vladimir hits 6, it's very easy for him to all-in Lux.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I feel like it's going to be, is as soon as Vladimir, hits that 6, hits that power spike, all the pressure is going to be gone. So, all right, and with that, we got the spectator delay. We're going to take a quick 3-minute break and get right back into the action. Okay, and we're into the first match of the finals between Brown and Bentley. We're going to get to see how this late game team comp from Bentley is going to work out, or if Brown's going to be able to take the early game with their poke Lux Caitlyn comp.
Oh my god, I'm already seeing 3 Doran shields on Bentley, and I mean, it's probably the right choice, just because the other team has so much poke in the lane.
Yep.
But
aggravating to say the
yeah.
least. Yeah, all 3 of the laners have a Doran shield on Bentley's team. That's incredibly aggravating.
Yeah, definitely.
So they should theoretically be able to sustain the lane with the poke matchups that they are up against. But we will see. Oh, when did that happen? Is that for MSI?
What?
That little design right here?
Yeah,
Huh.
it's been there. For
I have not.
Like a few days, I think.
That shows you how much I ganked mid lane.
I love my junglers.
Yeah, exactly. Stay out of mid lane, stay out of my jungle. Perfect. Alright, so we do see a defensive lineup going. Both of the junglers are going to be starting bot side of the map, blue and red buff respectively. So potentially early game aggression towards the top side here. But Amumu isn't exactly known for his early game jungling, so.
Yeah. If they do, I think that Brown definitely wins that early, just because I think that Lux is going to be able to rotate much easier, because she should have the advantage.
Yeah,
right
she has
now.
a shove, yeah. So, yeah, and there we go. We already have the lane advantage here, potentially in the bot lane, with Nami and Caitlyn aggressively positioning here to try and prevent that farm. Oh, man. Okay, we're sitting relatively close to the players, so we just heard some excitement over there, so curious to see how that goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, and as we expect, right, the bot lane and the side of Brown have the advantage here just from how the champions work. But
Lux also has a shove. Oh, good bind.
wow, that was a really good trade from Lux there, getting Vlad down to half health. Granted, it is Vlad, but with a Doran shield. Vlad.
Yeah.
But again with the binding, this is really good trading.
Wow. Yeah, Vladimir isn't exactly respecting how much range he has early, and the fact that he still doesn't have pull yet. So.
Yeah, and just trading all over the map. Really exactly what we expected with it. Brown having all of this push early game with their ranged champs here, but a lot of farm there for Aatrox to pick up. It does look like he should be able to pick up most of it. That looks like it's in a pretty good place for him.
Yeah.
So he's not going to lose too much there, but yeah, that's just infuriating. Look at that.
Good poke.
Kaisa's already down a couple CS there just from the first 2 or 3 waves. Oh, that would be infuriating. But we do see both junglers on the top side of the map. Amumu working on that Scuttle Crab here. Sejuani working her way up towards that top side as well. Does spot out a ward. Does not spot Amumu. Oh, does spot Amumu. Okay. But now both junglers are spotted on the map, so the laners should be able to play accordingly. Wow. And even with all that poke that Lux did to Vladimir, he's still not that far behind right now.
Yeah, he used his health potion, so, and he still has his shield, so, which will help him heal a lot first.
Yeah. Also, Lux did get a minion dematerializer rune for the better back timing, but she's already used 2 of them.
Yeah.
So, Minion Dematerializer got nerfed recently, though. They went from 6 to 3 charges, right?
Yeah.
But Amumu does come in, the Bandit Toss does land. Lux should be A-okay with that shield. Sejuani gets knocked back, not into tower range, just barely out of it. And Lux is out of mana, getting some damage onto Amumu, but still, both of the junglers, the first ganks do not work out, but not even any summoners burn there. Except, actually...
except for Alistar.
Yeah.
He had to flash the bubble.
So, 1 flash down for Bentley right now. And it looks like we're getting our first back. More trading in the top. But Urgot is starting to lose a bit of mana here. He is going to start to have a little bit of a rough time without that. Oof.
Wow.
Yep.
Oh,
He- We're just going to ignore
wow.
that.
Yeah.
So, like I said, Amumu's not exactly known for his early game jungling. Does not have the easiest time.
Yeah. That's a bit awkward.
That's an ouch. But yeah, anyways, ignoring that, he does get a quick back. Maybe it was totally planned. He's got his Brahmi Cinder now, so should have a little bit easier of a time. Now, Urgot is very low on health. Probably has to back and teleport to lane.
Yeah, I think that's definitely smart of him. I think that if he stays, then Aatrox would definitely be able to dive him and try to kill him. So.
But, I mean, taking a look at the farm right now, the differences in the farm. It's only 6 minutes into the game, but Bentley is keeping up. And they're actually pretty even on all aspects, or all lanes. So, dealing with this aggressive poke comp here coming out of Brown, the fact that they are able to stay even, at least at this point in the game, is impressive enough.
I think that it's very surprising that Kaisa is able to keep up with the farm right now. But she did get ganked too, and it's still against a Nami Caitlyn, so...
Yeah, but look at that is a huge wave there pushing in, and she should be able to pick most of that up as long as... Yeah, look at...
Yeah.
That's a cannon right there. She's got so much farm there. She's actually out-farming Caitlyn. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're doing exactly what they need to do and not fall behind here. The bubble does miss.
Double misses.
Ooh, Alistar is in a bit of a bad spot, though. Does get the stun onto Sejuani, but now with that freeze, does barely picks it up with the Nami auto-passive proc. So that is first blood over to the side of Brown, but still only a 200 gold lead just because of the farm differential in the lanes. But now, resetting the map a little bit, Sejuani's next gank was a success there. And even though Mumu wasn't a part of it, he does have that death, he's looking to make something happen in the top lane. He's coming in from hacking the Tribe Rush.
Looks like he's just going to back, though, and Brown is now on the Infernal Dragon, so...
Yeah, that's a really good Drake to start off early. Start stacking that Drake early and get more Drakes in the game. It's going to mean a lot for them if they can continue to control this bot side river. But Caitlyn goes a little bit too far up, and Alistar gets the slam, forcing the heal out. Oh, the passive proc just not enough to keep Caitlyn down. Does have to burn both of her summoners to stay alive, but she does get out of it. And Kaisa did burn her own flash for it. I mean, I say she got out of it.
That was very, very greedy of Caitlyn to stay like that. I think it was very greedy to even walk up because she was alone there. She knew that her team was on Dragon, and she tried to walk up for the farm while Alistar and Kaisa were both there.
Yeah, that was nothing but greed, honestly.
Yeah.
But on a bright side, well, all the summoners are down in bot lane aside from Nami's flash. So you got that going for you.
Yeah.
More trading in the top lane now. Both of them level 7. Urgot getting a worse end of that trade there. Aatrox doing what he can to keep Urgot down. Yeah, he should be able to farm into this tower, but still, Bentley doing a very good job to keep aggressive in this matchup here with their late game comp that they've picked for themselves.
Looks like Vladimir is also out farming Lux. Even though she got pretty good trades, but I guess she was forced back after Amumu ganked her.
But now aggression in the top lane again. Look, Urgot getting beat down by this Aatrox with the Phage, doing too much work to him right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, this the whole point of Bentley's team comp is to survive early, right?
Yeah,
And then to make it to late game. But they're not only surviving, they're thriving right now.
Yeah, I think that Urgot is probably going to get the dome right now.
He does have flash.
Oh
Okay, he got out of the change, which is good. If he got changed in there, he might have been done for because Aatrox does have the ultimate to pop.
Yeah.
But he does get out of there, is allowed to pick up this farm, and he will be able to back and buy his next items. But, I mean, I think he'll be able to. Never mind, he won't. Aatrox
He's
is
still
beginning.
going to try.
Yeah. So, we do have an Infernal Drake on the side of Brown right now. The two junglers meet at that Scuttle Crab near Baron Pit now.
They don't have top prio
Lux,
here.
though, roaming up. Amumu is getting a little bit greedy for that Scuttle Crab. Did not have priority in mid lane, even though Aatrox had total priority in top side.
Aatrox, I think that once he saw that his jungle was meeting the other one in the river, I think that he definitely should have started rotating.
Yeah, I think that was a bit of miscommunication between the top and jungle right there because they while they didn't have mid priority, they definitely had top priority there.
Yeah.
So, with that is now 2 kills over to Brown, 1 for Bentley. As Amumu falls again, and the sad mummy is not doing too hot right now. God, Lux is so aggravating.
Yeah.
Nice pool, though, to avoid that, because that could have been a really big bind. With the double buffs, too? Oh, no!
She does have double buffs.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be so hard to deal with in lane, because she can just keep spamming all of her abilities.
Yeah, this is going to need some attention here, because Lux is going to pick up so much gold here from all of these turret plays that she's going to get, especially with the red buff burn. That's going to be nuts.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Amumu is working his way downtown, walking fast. Krugs are past, and he's bot lane bound.
Looks like he can look for this here, because... Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
They saw him with the trap.
They did. He
He's
does have
going.
Flash Q. Does he have his ultimate? He does. He picks up Caitlyn there. Oh, the beautiful Nami wave does stop Kaiser from coming in, but she's still going to pick up Caitlyn there. Runic does fall, and that Alistar stun is going to be the double kill for Kaisa on the side of Bentley now. That is not what you want to see if you're Brown.
Yeah. I think that was actually really well done by Amumu with a flash stun, even though he missed, but he was able to get the ult off.
Yeah, he did. That was a little bit. It looks like a little bit of a stretch to me, honestly. But picking Caitlyn with that little bit of the ultimate on the edge meant a lot there. As they do pick up the double kill, Brown tries to pick up what they can with the what's it called, the
Herald.
Herald. Thank you. But they are getting a little pushed off by Aatrox. Is that going to reset? Is the aggro? Oh, it resets.
Oh,
that feels
that's
so
so
bad.
tragic.
That's tragic. So they can't even get it because now Amumu's moving back onto the map and they know. But 2,000 gold lead ballpark for Bentley right now. Nice gank in the mid lane now. Does hit Vladimir with the Arctic Charge. Forces the flash. Nice dodge with Sejuani ultimate. She just barely lives there. I don't know how. It looked like she was going to die. Amumu goes in under the tower, forces the barrier out from Lux, though, and she does survive just a little longer, and Amumu falls to the beautiful binding of Lux, now has 2 kills. Didn't even have to flash.
That was vividly done. I'm surprised she didn't have to flash. I definitely would have flashed right when that stun hit me.
Yep. Incredible play from this Lux here. Up on CS and up on kills now. She's 117 farm to 115, but the 2 kills mean a lot for her. And while Aatrox does get a little bit of solo time on this top lane, Urgot's doing what he can to hold him back. I wonder, what is the... I don't remember what the gold is.
X.
Is it X? Aha! So now we can look at the X. Oops. I don't know what I did. I'm breaking the game, everyone. Don't mind me. So take a look at this gold. About 1,000 gold lead for Lux now, just from turret plates and the extra kills. And while Amumu has died 3 times, he is up in gold with that extra farm.
Yeah, he's been farming pretty decently, I'm pretty sure, and yeah.
But this real differential right now is where we want to look in the bot lane, right?
Yeah,
Look at that Kaisa.
Kaisa is way ahead of this Caitlyn right now, and I think that early game right now, Caitlyn should be definitely beating Kaisa.
How's it going, Epic Gamers? It's going great, Arno. Thanks for asking. But the kills have evened out while the gold lead is still a little bit inside of Bentley's favor. Infernal Drake is up. This would be the second one for Brown, so they definitely want to fight for it here potentially, but Kaisa being up with
Yeah.
the Storm. Oh man, she's
She
already
has a
got the
whole
Storm.
Storm Razor already.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they're able to fight them.
Lux does have blue buff though, so she does have that extra CDR, and everything is up on the side of Sejuani. So, whoa, Alistar goes in onto the bot lane, does pop the ultimate, stuns Nami in the back. Kaisa does go on to Nami, gets a little bit, the Ignite goes down, does pick her up, and now Caitlyn is in a little bit of a trouble. Amumu is just angrily walking at her, and the binding does hit, but Caitlyn will fall. Beautiful double rainbow comes through, and while it does pick off one, that is going to be 2 kills for the side of Bentley, and looks like an Infernal Drake. 3 kills even.
That was such a bad fight for Brown there. I'm not quite sure what happened, but it looks like they were trying to engage onto their bot lane, and Kaisa was able to get away with Flash. And
Yeah.
it just took so long for them to kill Alistar, and that's when like everyone else was able to rotate.
So I'm more confused about that fight because Amumu and Alistar just angrily walked at Caitlyn, but Caitlyn had Flash that entire time.
She did?
Yeah, that Flash was up that entire fight. And they just she allowed Amumu and Alistar to walk at her.
That's-
Well, Alistar did have Flash.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she probably should have used it. I think that Lux also held on to it for a long time, even though she was in the middle of everything. I think that she probably could have flashed over a wall pretty soon during that. But
Yeah, and now Aatrox gets solo first turret goal up in the top lane here. That is not going to be too good there. Yeah, there's a 1,000 gold lead for Aatrox now, as they're going to take the bot lane Scuttle Crab too. So
things are not looking good for Brown here.
yeah, with the team comps that they drafted, the fact that Bentley has been able to get an early game lead is a little bit scary. While Lux has been able to pick up all of those kills, if she gets picked off, she's pretty much all of their damage right now.
Yeah. I think the problem is that it's very hard for her to be able to one-shot people with her combo, because Bentley's whole team is pretty tanky.
Yep.
Aside from the Kaisa.
But, I mean, in retrospect, right, just looking at the teams, Kaisa is a lot of the damage on side of Bentley right now, too.
Yeah.
So if she can pick off that Kaisa, she should be okay. But Kaisa is, protected behind an Aatrox, a Amumu, and an Alistar.
Yeah.
So that's a much easier thing to say than do. But both Infernal Drakes have been picked up now, evened out for both of these teams. Aatrox popped the ultimate. I'm not sure why. But he is going in onto Urgot. He does have Flash available. His ultimate does fall off. I feel like he popped that ultimate a little bit early.
A bit early, yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
if he had kept it back off a little bit, it might have been able to dive under the tower for that. But
Oh, Sejuani.
oof,
Oh gosh.
oof, got out of there, and Sejuani blows the cooldowns and for nothing really in the bot lane. But now Amumu goes in onto the Lux here, does a lot of damage. Now Vladimir is there, and that's a kill for Vlad. 2-0-1 now on this mid laner, and he is going to be having a happy day.
Yeah, I guess it was okay for her to try and get that ward, but like she had no idea where that Mumu was. So
Yeah, I mean, Urgot does get engaged on by the Amumu, does use the ultimate to try and force him back, does pop the flash though, but still, this is not looking good for the side of Brown. 5,000 gold lead now, and Sejuani is caught between an Amumu and an Aatrox, but Urgot is coming up to do what he can. But Vladimir is rotating topside potentially.
yeah, and Lux is back here, so she's missing a lot of farm mid too.
Yeah, and he does get a lot of poke onto Sejuani there as well. But he's just going to go back to that mid lane, force that tower down, and get some extra gold for himself, as everywhere is pushing in for Bentley right now. Yeah, that is... Ooh, the chains too does land, but Urgot can dash out of it, so he should be pretty safe. Aatrox does have his flash available, where Urgot does not, and his ultimate is just about off cooldown. Alistar doesn't engage onto Caitlyn. Again, forces the ignite, and Nami forced the flash. Caitlyn, oh, the bubble! Caitlyn is your friend, Nami! You're supposed to bubble Kaisa, no!
She had exhaust too.
Ooh, that feels so bad, and Caitlyn now died for the fourth time this match.
That's tragic.
Yeah, when you pick a game or a champion to have that early game advantage, that early game pressure, and you get, you're down 2,500 gold at 18 minutes, that's an oof.
That should not happen.
That's an oof.
Rough.
Yeah, that's an oof. That's all I got to say. But we're going to have to see how they try to turn this game around, because pretty much everywhere has the push right now for Bentley. Lux still does have a lot of wave clear, a lot of safety with her binding, all the extra wave clear AoE. Caitlyn can still poke from long range, so they still do have a chance to deal with this as long as Bentley, unless that happens right there. Lux tries to snipe that buff, but she is in bad place right now. Amumu and Alistar are just walking on top of her, doing what they can. Forces the flash. Oh, the binding! Does it allow her to live? Yeah, Sejuani's there for the backup. Oh, that charge. But Amumu uses the ultimate. Curse of the Sad Mummy does pick her off in the end. And now Urgot teleports into 4 members of the enemy team. That's another kill for Bentley. And this looks like a fight that they really did not want to take, but they're doing what they can. Caitlyn gets knocked up by the Aatrox, and that's a double kill for Kaisa now. And no one on the side of Bentley has fallen, and as I say that, Kaisa goes down to that tower shot. But even still, that is another Infernal Drake. That's 3 Infernals in a row.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate for Bentley, or Brown, I think, is they got the first one, which is awesome, except then they started losing the fights, and now Bentley is just able to get both of the Infernals.
Yeah, at this point, it's about an 8,000 gold lead ballpark for Bentley. You need to reset your mindset, right? Reset your mental at this point and see how you can go in the next game, because these early game picks did not work out for you. And I say early game, not necessarily meaning they're early game champions, but earlier than the other team.
Yeah, I think that I don't know how Brown is able to come back from this. Because I don't think they win if they scale. I think that they need to go for picks. I think that they have a really good pick comp with the Lux binding, but I think it's going to be very hard for them to scale now.
Yeah, I mean, they do have a Sejuani, which does, turn into a giant tank. But then again, the other team has a Mumu as well. So it's really not looking too hot in terms of, scaling is concerned. So we're just going to have to see if they can out-rotate or out-map play them at this point. Because right now, with the amount of gold that they're down, they really can't take up a straight team fight.
Definitely, yeah.
So with Baron on the map now, 21 minutes, this game has been going on. And each passing minute, Bentley gaining more of a gold lead. Urgot doing what he can in this bush to try and trade with Aatrox. Aatrox does have his ultimate available. I'm not sure who wins this. It looks like Urgot's getting the better half of this trade. That Black Cleaver doing a lot for him.
That was a very good trade by Urgot, I think. It's also very good because I think that Aatrox is going to have a hard time and it looks like he might actually back.
Yeah, I mean, Rift Herald is popped in the mid lane, though, so they will get a lot of damage onto that mid lane inner tower. And this is kind of interesting how this works out, right? Aatrox has been kind of doing really well in lane, but Urgot did really well in that one-on-one trade. Yeah. So Urgot does have a lot of potential damage and can potentially deal with the one-on-one split push like that. So
yeah, that's a definitely help Brown a lot, get rid of some of the pressure that's being put on them.
Yeah, but now they got the 1-3-1 going for Bentley. Amumu is walking, almost gets a little bit caught out there, but Vladimir's positioning saved him.
Yeah, Vladimir's also just smacking bot right now. No one's exactly there. Oh, well, they just send their bot.
Yeah, as they send their bot lane there. But now, the binding does miss. That tower's as good as dead, and there it goes. Now with the middle inner tower falling, all of Bentley's rotating topside.
Yeah, I think that this is when Bentley starts looking for the Baron, because I think that Kaisa will definitely be able to melt it with her items now. And they just have so much pressure everywhere, especially with their whole bot lane being bought right now with the Vladimir.
Yep, and we do see more trading in the top lane now. They're diving this Urgot, who does have everything available, but I don't know if it's worth it here. He does go down. Amu's Curse, the Sad Mummy, does hit all of them, and Lux is picked up again by this Kaisa. Sejuani is not long for this world as the flash over from Amumu, but she does live, though, and Caitlyn now in a bad position. Nice bandage toss does pick her off. Again, this Amumu hitting his skill shots, allowing more and more to come to the side of Bentley, and that is 11,000 gold now for the side of Bentley with that tower dive, and no one has fallen.
I think that was really greedy for Urgot to stay there and try to defend his turret, because he knew that their whole team was in the topside jungle.
Yeah, so if anything, your team was coming there to back you up, so if that was the call, that was the call. But wouldn't you feel like you'd have a better chance picking them off in the rotation?
Yeah,
Not picking them
yeah.
off while you're fighting there? I don't know. We'll see how this goes, but I mean, I don't see a world in how Brown can pick this game back up right now.
Yeah.
With the Baron now available, Kaisa on her third item, moving into her fourth, and Caitlyn hasn't even finished her second.
Still trying, yeah.
Oof. This is
That's rough.
This is gonna be a rough one. But I want to see how this is gonna change for game 2 here.
Yeah, I think that Bentley should definitely start looking for the Baron. I think they can definitely pressure. They can definitely try to get something out of it. I think it's very hard for them to lose a fight at the Baron pit now.
Yep, he's got his Void Staff, he's got his Zonyas, he's got his Proto Belt. Vlad is online.
Yeah, he's gonna be scary to deal with.
And ready to fight. And now Bentley is positioning towards the top side of this Baron pit. They're getting this vision coverage. They're going to make it totally dark. And Urgot, and Nami get picked up by this Aatrox now. Sejuani does come in and pop the ultimate, but they are running away from a losing battle now as they pick off. Urgot does fall down. Aatrox is a monster, picking off another one as Sejuani does fall as well. And they are just running into this base. Turge, they don't care. They are going to keep going, and Nami is going to fall again to this Vladimir. Lux, that's just a wall, man. There's nowhere else for you to go, and that's a triple kill for this Vladimir, and that looks like it's going to be the game. Oh, man, Aatrox has a sliver of health, but that is going to be a mid lane inhib at least. But 10 seconds on the Sejuani, and Caitlyn, I don't really know what she could do here. So
She's not very strong right now. Just have to give it in him. Looks like they're going to be backing off now.
So they are going to back off. They're happy with that inhib. They still have that vision control over the Baron, so probably going to back off, reset, maybe take the Dragon, and then go Baron, and then end the game from there. Because right now, there's nothing really Brown can do to try and come back from this.
Yeah. Looks like Kaisa is starting the Dragon right now. So,
and back in the game. Eventually, there we go.
Sometime, yeah.
Yeah. So they are going to pick up that Ocean Drake now. So that's 2 Infernals and an Ocean Drake. Not always the best for late game since you kind of stomp the team fights anyways, but allows them to sustain right after that Baron. Caitlyn is going to pick up this red buff. I'm surprised she's even allowed to get that.
Yeah,
So that's kind of nice. But she did finally finish her second item. Got that rapid fire there for that extra range, so that'll be good for her as they're trying to wrestle some of this vision back from Bentley, trying to get some of this control back in their own jungle, but Bentley are just bullying them out. That's a scary Vlad. I wouldn't want to fight over that.
You don't want to blindly check that bush.
Yeah, but that Baron's just is dead. 2 Infernals, bada bing, just like that.
Yeah.
And that is an Infernal for the side of Bentley, and they're going to chase. Sejuani again gets knocked up, but the bubble does land on Aatrox there. Nice binding. The ult does hit through 3 members of the enemy team, but Amumu's giant ultimate hits 4 members of Brown. That's 3 kills over, and Sejuani's limping away from this fight.
Yeah.
And Caitlyn was just on the opposite side, wasn't even able to attend that fight, wasn't allowed to be a part of it in any stretch of the imagination. Oh no, the long-range Void Missile does hit, and that's another kill. And now they're just chasing Caitlyn down for style points. Does the bandage toss land? She doesn't even care. He's just going to die to this tower.
Looks like that's going to be a game.
Yeah, he doesn't even care.
Yeah.
Just for some style points. And just like that, 23-6 in a very dominating fashion, Bentley take for game 1 of the finals.